Coming up on Relatables.
My boyfriend of 6+ years stayed over in another girl's hotel room for 2 nights whilst out of country on a work trip. Nothing except clothes-on spooning, a kiss on the head, and hand-holding happened. And he doesn't understand why I can't get over it.
Jake and Artie, the Relatables party. Relatables.
The Relatables podcast is hosted by myself, Jake Craig, a.k.a.
Jake Craig.
my partner in crime, Oddie Clark, a.k.a. Oddie Clark.
Let's go. Welcome back, everybody, to another Relatables episode.
So stupid. That is not funny.
Yes, it is. Come on, man. I thought it was heaps funny.
I guess if we think it's funny, then I guess it's funny to someone.
Oh, as long as we're laughing, man. As long as we're laughing. But there's something that's happening in the world, Jake. Do you know what that is?
Nah. Fear, terror,
That's
propaganda.
That's probably all happening. There's heaps of things happening in the world. But one thing in particular that's happening is there's one document on the internet that's getting flooded.
It is.
And that is Relatables Dilemmas document. The completely anonymous document where you leave a brief description of the dilemma that's happening in your life, and we do our best to help you. We're savage, sometimes we're nice, sometimes we're mean, sometimes we help, sometimes we don't. But this is going to be a full dilemmas episode because you guys are flooding the dilemmas document.
I mean, yeah, so clearly you have spoken and you want this.
Yeah, and we are a podcast of the people.
Yes.
And if you don't know where dilemmas originated from, it actually came from ages ago when we were in the wooden log studio.
Yeah.
About
20 meters that way.
They didn't have
Me and Oddie, we're sitting here. We're in the garage currently in my house. About 20 meters due. Oh no, actually, that actual direction.
Yeah.
20 meters due east.
That's sick.
Is I'm trying to get the manliness to come out. I know the directions. 20 meters due east that way.
I tell you what, this isn't a garage anymore, man. It's a studio.
Yeah, it's good.
You renovated this. It's a studio.
It's a studio.
But back in the log cabin due east, I came to the pod with a dilemma one day, and then I randomly said, I might do Oddie's weekly dilemma.
Well, I think you came like 3 weeks and you were like, I'm just going to bring one every week.
I had a lot of shit going on in my life, guys. And what ended up happening was people started sending in their dilemmas.
Yeah.
And then this whole thing formed from you guys.
Yeah, we started getting mad DMs.
Why we love it so much. So, to help you guys out, let's do some dilemmas.
Do you remember? We were like, okay, guys, we're getting a fair few messages with dilemmas and we don't want them to go missing. So, when you send a dilemma, title it with all caps dilemma. So, when we look up in the search bar of the chats, dilemma, only dilemmas come up.
Yeah.
And then I remember the transition of doing that and then going into the Google Docs, right?
Yeah.
I remember doing it, and I remember like we had to keep on mentioning it because we were like, okay, guys, it's getting ridiculous. We're actually going to ignore DMs now and only go to the Google Docs because they've listened to us.
Literally, people still DM us with dilemmas.
We do get the odd one. It's
we get
rare.
heaps.
Do we?
Do you check our hidden?
No.
There's heaps in there, right?
Well, the hidden is like they think it's like Instagram thinks they're spam bots.
But it's not because we have that many people. Must be nice.
Fair. Yeah.
But also that brings up what to do to submit a dilemma. It'll be in the description of this episode, the link straight to the document, or link in bio. Yeah. And scroll to the bottom. It'll say dilemmas. There you go.
I really, really think we should go back and find the first ever dilemma, and it was.
There's no way we're finding that.
It's somewhere in the archive.
Yeah, but there's no. Do you remember what it is?
No. Like yours.
Oh,
I mean,
my
the first ever. The thing that started dilemmas was the first one you brought in.
It'll be dumb.
Yeah, I was trying to think. What's it going to be like? I fucking went to work yesterday, or it'd be something like I went to the gym yesterday and I found out when I got there I had 2 different socks on.
No, that's not what it would have been. I remember one of them actually. I don't think it was my first one though. Was my dilemma was I don't know how to feel. I'm not good. I'm not bad, but I don't know how to feel.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's fucking right. I'm a good co-host.
A little bit of ashwagandha. Too much ashwagandha.
All right. Fuck, you've gone fucking manly and then science on us, mate. Who are you? You've been reading books or something. Let's help some people out there.
Okay.
You want me to go first or you?
You go first.
Dilemma. Hiya. Just want to say first that I'm dyslexic, so I'm sorry if this doesn't make sense. I'm putting all faith in spell check. Hashtag relatable from another dyslexic king. Hope I can read this for you. I'm a 22-year-old girl and a virgin who's never been in a relationship, been on a date, or even kissed a guy. My lack of experience doesn't worry me. Kissing, sex seems pretty straightforward enough. And I'm cool with the fact that I've done more important stuff in my personal life and focused on that up until this point. Also, pleased to say, I've finally grown out of my ugly duckling teens, so that's no longer a worry either.
Let's go.
What worries me is the way guys have reacted when I've told them my lack of experience. There are always guys I've talked to online and in person. I've found they react in a few different ways. First is the guys say that it's cool, but then start talking to me as I'm super naive, like I'm a nun or that I've run away to convert.
Yeah, so this gets hard, that gets wet, and then I put it in.
Yeah. It's like mansplaining sex, eh? Second is the guys don't think it's a big deal beyond how I feel about it. And third, the guys that have that virgin fetish. They start off seeming cool, but all of a sudden you realize they're talking to you as though they've stepped into one of their fantasies and you feel quite preyed upon. I've had bad luck and spoken to 2 guys in person who have reacted like this. Not fun. So I have a few questions. Why do you think some guys fetishize, is that a word?
Fetishize, yeah.
Fetishize about virginity in girls so much? How would you guys, in brackets, as decent blokes, feel about dating girls with as little experience as me? And can you think of any questions to ask as a way to test which type of guy they are without actually telling them I'm a virgin? Thanks.
Fuck.
And she said, P.S. thank you from Ireland, and she loves the pod.
Oh,
so thank you very
so
much. Good dilemma, eh?
Shit. Okay. First of all, first question was, why do we think some guys, fetishize the virginity thing?
Which episode was it that we touched on that?
Did we touch on this?
Was it a Patreon? I think it was. Yeah, it was. It was. Damn. So you got to go listen to that.
I was just going to say, that was the most. That was the fucking.
It actually was, but so what we said on Patreon was we had a mad discussion of it went on from body count, and then we also talked about how guys care about virginity. I think it's a big immaturity thing where we were.
We were virgins once.
Yeah, we were virgins once, but we also had the same mindset when we were going through high school, thinking that, like, I don't know, a body count was something that, like, was to turn off to a girl. But as we matured, we realized that sex is fun and it's a part of life, and that everybody should have it as much as possible because orgasms are good. But why guys have fetishes, I think, shows a little bit of immaturity, and I can't say.
I think this is one reason. I don't think this would be every guy's reason so every guy that has a little fetish for, like, virginity.
I have a joke one too after.
Oh, okay. I don't think this is every guy's reason, but some guys that have a little virginity fetish, I have a feeling they have, like, this, like, God complex.
Yes.
About thinking, I am a man. I'm the one that spreads my seed. I need her to be pure.
I agree.
Not all guys that have that fetish, but I think some would be like, I need her to be pure. It'd be like this, like, God complex shit.
And I think the other end responsible answer is, like, you can't really understand people's fetishes, like when people have, like, nothing against it, like foot fetishes.
Yeah.
Or, like, that's something that turns them on for unknown reason.
Again, I think when it comes to virginity, I just feel like it's got to be something to do with a God complex of, like, oh, she's untouched. Oh my God, that's like, I get to, like, like
she's mine.
Yeah, like, oh, she's untouched. Like, blah, blah, blah. Oh.
Or, like, I get to be the one to take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely some type of God complex. Or other end of the spectrum is he's going to be, he knows he's really bad at sex. So he wants a virgin because you don't know any better.
Dude, that actually also is a good, that you said joke answer. That's a good answer.
You reckon?
I honestly think that's a good answer.
Fair. Okay, question.
So that's reasons as to why.
Question 2 is, how do you guys feel about dating girls with as little experience as me?
We've said it once and we will say it again. We wouldn't give a shit.
No, we wouldn't give a shit at all. If I liked, I'm not. Yeah, I don't understand that. Like how that changes the dynamic in a relationship. Like if I'm on a date, I really like this girl, and then she mentions, I don't know, second or third date because she feels comfortable with me. By the way, I'm a virgin, or I've never had sex before.
Like I've kissed a few guys, but I've never gone all the way.
Yeah, I would be like, oh, thank you so much for telling me. I'm glad you felt like
Yeah.
safe enough to do that. And then I'd be like, well, if it ever gets to that, just make sure we're doing it in a comfortable way and the way you want to lose your virginity.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, here, let me rephrase what I said. I said we wouldn't give a shit. I feel like that means like we just don't care about you. Like we would care about the person.
Yeah.
But it doesn't affect whether or not
we had another dilemma, and I think this is exactly what would happen to me. A girl said to the boy she was seeing that she was a virgin, and he was afraid to make a move because he wanted her to be completely comfortable.
I remember this dilemma.
And that would be me, because I would like be nice, and then I'd also be like, I would be like, oh shit, I'm just gonna take this super, super slow.
Yeah.
And then she would probably be like, fuck it, let's have sex
She's
with
like,
me already.
Hurry up, hey, like fuck me.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is when you find a nice guy, a nice guy might be like, slow down the process a little bit too much to what you actually want.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like, I don't know. I'm saying now, like, we wouldn't care, but I think, yeah, we would definitely, you would take it slower because in the back of your head, it's like, oh, you're not doing it with, you're not doing it when you're 16 and you're with your 16-year-old boyfriend and you're both innocent. Like, I think a lot of guys will be like, oh, they don't need to be doing this, but they'll be like, oh, now they might feel some pressure to make it good for you.
There should be no expectations on virginity ever.
Yeah, look, but I mean, I don't think that's all that valid.
No.
But I don't know. What do you reckon? Like, do you reckon, if she says on the first couple of dates, like, I'm actually a virgin, but I'm ready. Like, I don't know.
Well, she said, how do I bring it up without actually, or how does she fish out these bad guys first?
Or how do you fish out the bad guys?
Do we have any tips on that? How do we fish out some guys who have that weird God complex fetishes? You should be able to tell. I don't know. Because I'm thinking in my head, like, some of my friends probably have that God complex who would be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I've got it.
She's untouched.
How to fish them? I'm honestly, it's like reading your ability to read people in a sense.
Yeah.
But also some guys put on like they tell you what you want to hear and it's hard to tell.
Oh yeah, some guys are very manipulative. They're good at it.
So I don't really know on that point, but I think we can think of a good way to bring it up with guys to know if they're that weird God complex guy.
Yeah.
I think, well, you got an answer?
Just waiting to see where you're going with that.
No.
I think, like, okay. I think there is one thing. This is like all people in general. Is someone that does have this fetish. Let's say the fetish bleeds from a God complex, right? They also would be falling into like narcissism as a category of what they are. And so they're like masters at manipulating, right? So I think I don't think we are equipped with the knowledge or fucking advice to actually be able to sniff them out.
True.
You know?
I think, well, that's probably a great point.
Yeah. I mean, also, honestly, like, a lot of advice we've been given lately is just go with your gut. Trust it. Trust your gut. Like, seriously, it is wise.
And going off your gut, you can't maybe understand what these guys are doing when they're telling you what you want to hear. But what you can do is be true to yourself and be transparent. So maybe there isn't a good or bad way to tell someone you're a virgin, but just make sure you tell them and see how they react no matter what.
Yeah.
And then you can make that judgment call with your gut.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. See how your gut feels, I say.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I think.
And have fun losing it.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
When you're ready.
Okay. Next dilemma. My husband has started paying his work colleague a lot of attention that I would say crosses the boundaries. They have been going to dinner after work, having coffees before work, getting lunches here and there. He claims he does this with all his fellow workers. However, it's only been her I've seen. She's also been Snapchatting and calling him non-stop, which I've also said numerous times I'm not okay with. And I mean non-stop. She even called to see where we were together when we were out with friends on a Saturday. These all occur outside of work times. There's a lot more that's happening, but it's too much to write. He's now paying me no attention, instead calling me insecure and crazy. Am I being crazy? He doesn't take me for coffee anymore or make any effort, and he says he doesn't want to do anything for me because of how I act. He also refuses to introduce us, saying he doesn't know how I'll behave. I just feel like he's making excuses for his crappy behavior. I know age doesn't matter, but I should mention, she is 14 years younger than him. I don't see how they could possibly be friends or just talking quote-unquote work, especially after 10 p.m. He's telling his friends I'm paranoid and crazy, so I feel so crappy right now. Please give some insight.
What did she say that at the like in the middle there that he's not taking her out because of what she says?
No, he doesn't take her out because
Of how she's
of how she acts.
that is fucking manipulation at its finest.
I know.
Yeah, no, that's fucking not on, eh?
Yeah, I think when I read this is just where my brain kind of instantly went anyways, is... So she said husband, right? And when you hear the word husband, you think like, you know, they've gone through the process of committing and like saying, I will be with you till death do us part, through sickness and through health, all that. And like when there's the word like husband and wife, like you think it's just so like, I understand it's a huge thing. Yes, it is a huge thing. But like, let's say he was just your boyfriend and he was doing these things. You wouldn't have married him.
No.
You know? So like, what's the difference between like where's the line of like how many chances do you give him?
It's like in sickness and in health, or when a 14-year younger blonde baddie comes along.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I think the amount of disrespect, manipulation. We'll never tell anyone to break up with someone on the pod, but the fact that he's like gaslighting you to making it feel like you're the problem.
Yeah, so definitely, we'll definitely have to point out that he is gaslighting you.
Yeah, I think
you feel okay.
Whenever someone comes to like, even say, let's give him the benefit of the doubt, which I don't think we should. If you come to your partner saying all these things you're doing are making me feel this way, and he says you're overreacting, that is the most terrible response ever. You can't say that to a person. That's just devaluing your emotions.
That's 100%. Yeah, your emotions are not valid in his eyes.
Yeah, like fuck you.
And the reason they're not valid is because he fucking doesn't give a fuck.
And even if he wasn't cheating, he's disrespecting you with the sheer amount of time he's spending with her and communication with her when he's fucking married to you. Dumb.
Look, I think like from my perspective that like I just hate every single thing that I read. Like I really hate it. It's very much like, it just sounds very much like emotional. Just emotional manipulation. And like, I know, I'm sure there's like a million good things you could say about your husband as the reason why you married him or all this stuff. I don't know though. It just like, I think that if it didn't start with my husband and it started with my boyfriend, this would be a scenario where I would be like, oh no, 100% break up with him. So I don't know why I'm scared to say.
Maybe that's the question you should ask yourself, the person who's sending this dilemma, is if you weren't married and had that title, would you break up with him? And if your answer is yes,
I hope so.
Maybe you say, fucking call him out on his bullshit. Be like, you can't be treating me this way. I deserve better. You obviously don't value me.
Here's the thing. It sounds like he doesn't give a shit, eh?
Yeah. And he's
really
distracted.
Sounds like he doesn't give a shit.
Well, yeah, he's distracted. He's got a young girl in front of him, so he's just going to... It's bad too, because if she breaks it off, she's heartbroken and lonely, whereas he's just going to go and have sex with his chick.
Yeah.
So she can't really win. But
Look, I mean, yes, I don't think that there's a win in this for the person that sent the dilemma in, apart from the fact that, 3 years down the track, you will be recovered from the heartbreak.
I think he's the win. You call him out on your bullshit, make him realize that your emotions are valid.
Yeah.
And hopefully he somehow proves that he's not cheating on you, and then respects your feelings and takes a step back from this, I'm going to call it a relationship with this coworker, and then your relationship can be healed with him. That's the win. If you're willing to do that. And what I dare say will happen is still stand up for yourself, call him out on his bullshit, validate, like you don't have to, but validate your emotions to him and say, these are valid, stop fucking manipulating me, and then realize that he's cheating.
I had an answer to a dilemma the other day that I thought was good. I don't know if it applies to this as well, but what do you think of like if she was to go to him and just be like, look, this is like so bullshit that it's a joke, right? This is like you invalidate my feelings so much that it's like actually laughable. Like it's actually a joke. I just want you to know I am not going to be putting up with this. Like, and I like, do you think that applies to this one? Like, I just want you to know that I will not be putting up with this. And so however way you decide to take that is how you decide to take it. It's up to you to fix this, but I will not be putting up with it.
I think that puts yourself first.
Yeah. Do you think that applies?
I think that applies
the same way the other day?
A certain extent, yeah. That's like, I think that puts yourself first, puts the ball in his court, and he's got to make a decision.
Yeah.
But I think maybe you owe that to yourself. It's not bad advice at all.
I think, I don't know. I think it would suck to say, but I bet you would be fucking.
And I bet, it would feel good because of how this guy's treated you to, like, just stand up for yourself. Even if the result isn't good, if you stand up for yourself and you did that for yourself and tell him how you feel, but no, this is how I feel and I'm not going to cop any of this anymore. I bet you that'll feel good. That's a win too.
Yeah, like he's going to try and fight it and make you feel like shit, make your feelings.
He'll gaslight you now.
He'll gaslight you and then you're just going to have to be like, no, I told you, like, I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah, this is a statement.
This is a statement, not a question. Yeah, I'm not starting an argument. I will not be talking about it further. All you need to know is I will not be putting up with this.
How we talked about in another episode, how to bring up tough conversations and start with that topic sentence and say, I am not copying this anymore. You make me feel this way in the first 2 sentences.
Yeah.
And then just go from there.
Ugh.
So he gets all the information before he can gaslight you.
Fuck, it's bullshit, eh?
Next dilemma. Alrighty, not a relationship question, but probably the question all the ladies wonder about. So, first of all, love the pod. When I started running to you guys, I cut 5 minutes off my time.
Whoa!
Don't know why, but time was just flying.
Let's go.
Having fun with you guys. So my question is to how boys really think about girls and their bodies. Personally, I'm a girl who is absolutely flat regarding my top half. Like mosquito bites flat. Although I am lucky to have a bit more to offer when it comes to the booty. I am still really insecure when it comes to my boobs when being intimate with someone. I know I shouldn't care about it, but I can't control those things. But hearing boys consistently talk about girls' bodies, it's quite hard not to think about it. Of course, it comes down to preference, but do boys really care about how much is up there? Or it just sounds like they do, just by the way boys talk. Again, love the pod.
Fuck, let me think about this for a second, actually. Like an easy cop-out answer is no, we don't care. But I'm trying to think of an equivalent for females.
No, I got the answer. Nice guys don't care. Those misogynistic, God complex assholes we're talking about who see girls as objects do care.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we can't put like a broad statement over all guys saying they don't care because some guys really, really do care.
Some guys might care.
But a nice guy, talking from, I don't like calling myself a nice guy.
Well, you don't want, yeah.
But from my experience, talking to girls, I fall in love with the personality and like the essence of the person. And I fall in love with like that person as a whole. Big boobs, big bum, small bum.
Yeah.
And then like, I'm in love with this person and It's just them as a whole. It's like a whole thing. It's like a whole package.
Here's one way to put it. Is the person that you want to be with, right, isn't interested in you for your features.
True. Yes, that's a good way to say it.
Yeah, just like, you know, I don't think girls don't speak about it as widely as men, and the fact that men do talk about it and they really objectify is just the worst. It is very, very shit, right? But I mean, the thing I was trying to think about was like, okay, I don't know if this even applies at all. I'm just trying to think of it. Like, if girls like a decent sized dick, you know? Thinking about it, right? Like, so if a girl, like, but
I think that's different though, because that helps sex.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but like, okay, if you wanted a guy with a big dick, but you met a guy that you fucking really liked, just so happens it wasn't very big, like, you probably wouldn't care?
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, here's a good way to look at it. A nice guy falls in love with your characteristics as a person.
Yeah.
And an asshole will fall in love with what your body has to offer. So, because you're part of the itty bitty titty committee,
Yeah.
you have a little bit of a superpower in a way, because if this guy's generally there falling for you, he's like falling in love for your essence as a person.
Yeah, it's just it's a good question.
Yeah, and I think like that's going to cross out a lot of dudes who are just like, oh yeah, I just want fucking big fake titties. Like,
Yeah. So wait, what was our real question? It was like, do guys actually care?
some guys do,
Some guys do.
and some guys don't.
Just like how some girls care if a guy has money.
Yeah.
Some girls care if a guy needs to be over 6 foot. Some dudes care if you have big or small tits. Us, we don't. And there is a lot of people out there that are like us that would prefer to go for someone that they actually see like a future with, and like you don't. Yeah, it's a good question, but it's like an easy answered question, if that makes sense.
100%. I'll tell you one thing that I've thought about before.
Yeah.
If I was a girl, I would actually way prefer small boobs. Like,
They fucked for your back.
and like just like running and like any type of activity going in the gym. Like, it's just like, it'd be so like,
Yeah. Can I say something? If I had the option, I wouldn't have a ball sack. Yeah. It's a thing that's hanging off my body.
yeah, it's the same thing.
And they're delicate.
Yeah.
I will also say one more thing. Sounds like you make up for it with your ass. You're cheering.
Also, there's another thing. Their guys are bum guys. There's boob guys. There's different guys for everything. And I think no matter what, when you find the nice guy that you're looking for, that's the only thing that matters, is that he's trying to fall in love with everything you've got to offer, not just one individual thing.
Look, me personally, never ever looked at it like that. Like, it's never been like a game changer. I've never met someone and gone on a date and like looked at their chest and thought really small and thought, that won't be a second date. Like, it's not how we think.
Neither, eh?
It's not how we think. Again, to reiterate on what you said, it is probably how some guys think, but that's not the guy you want to be with.
Nah, not at all.
Nah.
I just don't see how a guy would think that either. Like, how are you?
No, I wouldn't be able to wrap my head
How are
around
you
it.
consciously on a date? You're having a great time, having some good conversations, and you're like, isn't going to be a second one of that chest.
I
like,
know.
what? How's that a thing? I don't get it, eh?
Nah, I don't get it.
I don't get where like we went wrong in objectifying girls' bodies like that. I don't get it. Like, the porn industry's fucked it. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, I don't get it.
Nah, the world's messed up, man. Messed up. All right, this one. This one's kind of funny. I'm going to read it, and then about 3 down, there was a follow up from this person.
Okay.
I'm recently single after a 4-year relationship, and my friends have been trying to set me up with their guy friend, both during and after the 4-year relationship. My friends have continued to make jokes about us hooking up and all that as well. Fast forward to a few weeks ago when we did hook up, multiple times, by the way, out one night with friends, and it was caught on camera by the club PAP. I have evidence. Since then, I have tried to shoot my shot through messaging the first 2 times, which he replied with some enthusiasm. He has since been over to our house with just me and my friend and her partner, and him and me were in a convo about that we weren't doing much for the Friday evening. Me again trying to shoot my shot. After talking with my friends, they said he seems keen but is just a little shy and awkward. This has happened over the last 3 Fridays, which is also so weird. Haha. My dilemma is, am I delulu for wanting to keep shooting my shot, or should I just wait until / if he does? The answer, the follow-up made me laugh. Hi, me again, from the dilemma about the guy I was waiting to hear back from after shooting my shot twice. We fucked. He stayed over, took me on a date, and now we're all good. You guys must be gods or something, so thanks.
We didn't do anything. Or did we already do our dilemma?
I don't. See, here's the thing:
Was
is
this
like
new?
Yeah, like so. This one was sent in, and then like a couple days later, this one was sent. Like the bottom was sent in, and I was like,
no, you know what happened?
Oh,
she manifested it by saying it into the world.
Yeah,
manifestation.
I truly believe. I was like, this has to be going with this dilemma. There's no other dilemma where I was like, did someone shoot their shot twice? I was like, no, this has to be with this.
Hi, we fucked.
Hey, so yeah, we fucked. He took me on a date. We're all good.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck.
Nah,
good dilemma.
To be fair, that's relatable. I remember back when I was single, like I was so scared to initiate that first move, especially if it was a Friday night and all you wanted to do was have sex.
Yeah.
Like I was never making that move.
No, I hear you.
I was scared.
But do you want me to, I'll do my actual dilemma.
Okay.
My boyfriend of 6+ years stayed over in another girl's hotel room for 2 nights whilst out of country on a work trip. Nothing except clothes-on spooning, a kiss on the head, and hand-holding happened.
Nothing, but...
I think this is it. Sorry, I think this is both physical and emotional cheating. But all his friends have called it subjective and done nothing wrong. Therefore, that's his narrative, and he doesn't understand why I can't get over it.
Is that the whole dilemma?
Yeah.
Subjective? This is fucking facts. This is emotional and physical cheating.
That is cheating.
Yeah. Subjective? In what world is that subjective?
You're being manipulated by a fucking group of men.
Yeah.
Break up with him.
This is the classic pack mentality that men have that like...
They've convinced him that he did nothing wrong.
Yes. And this is the thing that we're trying to change with this whole podcast is like when men are in groups, they somehow justify their actions when they do these terrible things like cheat, catcall, they fucking objectify women. They say, oh, wouldn't I like to fuck her? Like shit like that. And they think it's okay because there's all these other men saying, yeah, fuck it, you didn't cheat, mate. When that's completely wrong. So here's the validation that you're looking for. Your boyfriend is a cheater.
Your boyfriend cheated on you.
Yeah, and you are valid to feel all these feelings you're feeling.
I genuinely believe, okay, if you broke up with your boyfriend, okay, for cheating on you, by the way, if you when, but okay, if you break up with your boyfriend, and then someone in a
well, some people get over cheating,
and some people do. True, it's a good point. Some people get over it.
If he apologizes,
if you want to get over it, but he needs to actually see what he did was wrong.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
No,
but okay, let's say if you break up with your boyfriend, and then someone says, "Oh, how's your boyfriend going?" And you're like, "Oh, we actually broke up." She's like, "Oh, so sorry. Oh, what happened? He cheated on me." "Oh, really?" And then you're like, "Yeah, he was on a work trip and he actually stayed in a hotel room with a girl that he works with for 2 nights, and they were like spooning. They didn't have sex or anything, but they like spooned and like kisses on the forehead and stuff. Like that's all he told me." No person that is like of a normal brain is going to say, "Oh, why'd you break up with him? He didn't actually cheat on you." Like, what the fuck?
I'm just looking up subjective meaning. I want the exact definition.
Yeah, did they even use that correct? Subjective means...
Here we go. This is so manipulative. Subjective refers to something based on personal feelings, opinions, experiences, or perspective rather than objective facts. It is influenced by an individual's emotions or viewpoints, making it unique to that person.
They didn't even use the definition of they didn't use the word subjective correctly.
Because what they believe, they said they did use it right, which is completely wrong though.
Wait. I feel okay. Well, that's pure and outright narcissism.
It's manipulative.
Yeah, that's like outright manipulation because they are trying to say that. Okay, so he cheated on you. They are trying to say, in their opinion, he didn't cheat. That's like saying, okay, what if there was dick and vagina action, but they were like, well, in our opinion, because it was in a different country, it doesn't count as cheating, so it's all subjective. That's not subjective.
No. Well, basically, what they're saying is what you believe is wrong.
What the fuck? This is insane.
Yeah. So, what did she want out of this?
I think she was just telling us. She probably wants us to hype her up to break up with him.
Oh, well, you should do that.
You know what? No, I feel like what she wants is validation that it was cheating, and from us, you get that validation.
100%. And I think this
6+ years is crazy.
6 years. I forgot about that. This like really highlights that pack mentality. Also, that like it's always hard when you don't like your boyfriend's friends. But to me, the way that they've sided with him in this is probably something I personally couldn't come back from, knowing that they're always going to say that he's in the right, which friends do that, but this is so one-sided that they're like all manipulating you. Just, yeah. Only you know what to do, but I think you got the validation you needed. He 100% cheated. The amount of disrespect on that and then continuing by gaslighting you.
If you want more validation, I'll tell you where to go. If you just like feel like the validation from us is good, but I just need a bit more, fuck it. And not to plug it, but if she sent this anonymously into the Facebook group, the amount of people that would comment like, that is cheating.
I thought it was going to say like slept on a girlfriend's couch like for one night, but all that other shit, and I still would call that cheating. Like the amount of disrespect. This is also like highlights you probably shouldn't have to have this conversation, but for anyone else out there who's got a partner, like draw the line where cheating is before it happens, I guess.
I don't think that should. Fuck me. You shouldn't have to start a relationship and be like, well, what's your definition of cheating?
But I think that's healthy because there's like...
good point.
No, for us, like that's such a dumb thing to do.
True.
But some girls have boyfriends like this who think spooning, kissing on the forehead, holding hands, sleeping overnight for 2 nights isn't cheating. What do you mean? You have showers in there and shit and you're fucking naked all the time. Like, what do you mean?
I'd also just like to point out that there was 100% more than that going on. That's crazy.
But also, he's like, I don't like how he's, obviously what he's done is terrible, but he's planted a seed of doubt in your mind that he didn't have sex.
Ask yourself if you can trust him.
Yeah, you can't.
No.
I couldn't, which is
There's
fair
your
enough.
answer.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so if you think you're like, I can't trust him, I'm being too much. No, you're not. I couldn't trust him either.
Neither. Fuck that.
All right, next dilemma. Do I have the biggest dilemma ever?
We'll answer that.
The girls think we need help from in quotes, the pros.
Oh, shit.
Let's go. I'm currently in a 5-year relationship. We have been together since I was 15 and he was 17. I love him and all that jazz, but I have been with him since I was 15. I don't know any different. And I kind of want to. Dilemma. My friend's brother is rather attractive to me. Fuck. Nothing has come from it or anything, but whenever I see him, I get thrown into a whirlwind of, do I want to be single or stay in a relationship? Please keep me anonymous on the pod, but if you have any questions, can you message me and ask? And then she said her name. Please help a girl out. I'm up and down and around even more. This little brain can't handle it.
Whoa. Come on. This actually, I think this is a relatable dilemma.
I think so too. It's talking about what we talked about on Monday in a relationship perspective. The grass is always greener. Yeah. You're saying like you've only known your boyfriend and like in a sense that's also like, is something else better? Or is it different? What does it feel like? And that's like human nature at its core.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And that is so relatable. And you're human to have that feeling. And I think it's tricky.
I don't think you're a bad person for having fantasies.
No.
No.
But what you have to ask yourself is, how much do you value your boyfriend?
Yeah, good question. So you're 20. She said she's been there for 5 years. So you're 20. Obviously, he was your first for everything because you said, yep, all you've known.
He couldn't know you're having these thoughts either.
No, never bring this up. It's okay to have these thoughts, but just never voice them.
Yeah, and honestly, this happens a lot in relationships. Is this exact thing happens? Maybe not 5 years, but high school sweethearts, perfect for each other, and they're having the best time ever. Everything's great, just assuming everything's great. And then one of you thinks, oh, maybe I want to sleep with someone else because I've only ever had sex with this person. They do it. It's not what they thought it would be. And they realize what they have was really special, but they ruined it. And I don't want this to happen to you.
No, but it's so hard.
But I'm also saying that there's no way of knowing. You just basically maybe write a little pros and cons list of, like, it sounds so simple. Everything your boyfriend has to offer. If it's this perfect relationship where you could spend the rest of your life with him, obviously don't sleep with him. But if there's all these problems in there that, like, are little things that are adding up, maybe assess the problems. And if you can't deal with them, break up with him and sleep with someone else because you're having these thoughts. The thoughts are valid. But if he's this perfect guy, definitely don't do it and don't just throw away something that's so special to you. But only you can make up that decision in your mind.
I mean, yeah, look, I don't know. I mean, thinking about, like, as you were saying that, I was just thinking, like, imagine if fucking, like, Beth is just, like, at work making a pros and cons list because she thinks she wants to fuck another dude.
Is it too late?
Okay.
But
here's what I think, genuinely, right? It is your life, okay? In the end, like, genuinely, you know, you're 20 years old. It actually doesn't really matter what you do as long as you are okay with what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever decision you make, okay? Let's say you choose to stay with your boyfriend. Do not ever make that his problem, okay? Because you have chosen to stay with him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, don't get resentment because you chose to stay with him and not go fuck this guy. But if you go the other way and you're like, fuck it, I want a bit of freedom, I'm 20. Everyone does. We wouldn't judge you for wanting that.
No.
It is what it is. As long as you do the right thing by your boyfriend and break up with him before it happens, and then you do go fuck this guy, and it sucks, and you're like, oh, shit. And then you're going through the breakup.
It might also be like what you wanted.
Yeah, regardless, but yeah, but like if it sucks and you're kind of like, well, fuck, like, shit, my boyfriend was actually pretty good. I miss him. You have to sit with the fact that you chose to leave him because you can't go fucking around with his feelings because it's not fair. So yeah, what I'm saying is it doesn't really, like, it doesn't matter to anyone apart from you. I understand that your boyfriend's going to be hurt if you break up, but, like, you have to go through with it and you have to go through that door and close it behind you.
Yeah, I like that answer better than mine.
Yeah. That's just what I think. Like,
no, and it's also playing on the fact that it's also okay. I want to say it's okay to not want to be with someone even if they are a good person.
100%.
It's like playing on what we talked about the other day, like feeling sad when everything's good. Like, I feel like a lot of people think they have to have something wrong with their partner to break up with them.
That's a good point, eh? Yeah.
When, like, it's okay to want more for yourself even when you have a really good partner and realize that he can't give you what you want. It's a hard thing to accept.
It's a very mature thing to find out.
Yeah, and, like, you just have to explain that to your partner when you break up with him. But I think that's okay as well. Like,
I fully agree.
A lot of people just think there has to be a reason and they stay in a relationship because of that. But what Jake said, well, it's going on, what's the saying? Like, whatever cake you bake, you have to eat it. Is that right?
Whatever cake you bake, you You have to eat it.
I don't know if that's right. Or you made your bed.
I mean, yeah, you got to sleep in the bed you've made, that type of one. But I mean, if you, whatever cake you bake, you got to eat it. Same thing.
Yeah.
It's a new one.
I don't know if I came up with that or.
I had something else I wanted to say. Like, fuck, what was it? No. One more thing is like, it's also very normal to go through phases in a relationship where you dislike your partner.
Oh yeah. That's
not trying to tell you how you're currently feeling, but it is
healthy.
like, I like to reassure people that that's a thing that happens.
I'll finish the whole episode on another analogy because I've got them in my head. You can either make your bed with him in it, or you can make your bed by yourself with someone else sleeping in it.
What the fuck was that? That was terrible.
Come on. Well, that makes sense, mate.
You literally didn't actually have that thought out until it started coming out of your mouth, did you?
The start was good. No, I had the start bit where it was like...
So you thought to yourself, this is what happened in your head was, you can make your bed with him in it. That's good. Like, there's got to be something off that. I'll start talking and see what happens.
Let me go for the second bit
Okay,
again.
have a crack.
So you can even make your bed with your boyfriend in it, or you can get this couple or you maybe this isn't good. Maybe you don't make your bed for a while till you figure out what you want.
Fuck me.
Good, eh? Mike.
Oh, shit.
You're welcome.
See ya.
I bet that helped.